Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and we got a lot going on tonight. We got news coming from everywhere. We got news coming from the MCU. We got news coming from everywhere, guys. So let's go ahead and put time on our clock and get the show started. Here we go.
Sound, buddy. Can't hear you. There you go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. So I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and we got a lot going on tonight. Go ahead and bring on my co-host as always. Gonna have a good time, guys, going over all the news and events in the world of geek. All right, let me introduce first the OG host, the man who started everything with me. Shaw, how you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. How you doing?
Not 100%, but hey, it could be worse. Let me also head on down to bring the man from Canada, the Moosin. Everybody give it up for the Moosin heavyweight champion of the world. Gene, what's up, man?
Nothing much. It's Moosin Day.
We got a lot to talk about, guys. The first two episodes of WandaVision's out. I haven't seen it yet, but I will check it out.
Me neither, but I want to. I really do.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check it out a little bit later. Like I said, I've been a little bit under the weather. Plus, working 12-hour days is no joke. But we're gonna go over everything tonight. Get you caught up. Possible Captain America coming back. Got a lot going down. But first, let's go ahead and do this. All right, Shaw, you are the man on the news and topic strain. Go ahead and start us off, man.
All right. So, first up, let's talk about WandaVision. 2 episodes. First episode was the 50s. Second episode was the 60s. To my understanding, they modeled the first one after Dick Van Dyke and the second one after Bewitched. Now, I'm going to try to keep some things and not say, but there's definitely some spoilers or potential spoilers too.
Okay.
So, first off, Sword, definitely a thing. Like, we see the insignia about 3 different times over the course of 2 episodes. Apparently, they're not specifically about aliens. They're about sentient weapons now. So we'll see what that's going to be about. Let's see. So far, it's mostly a good mystery, good character stuff. I mean, not a lot of action, per se.
I don't think it really needs that action until later on anyways.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I've heard some people talking about they didn't like it, but I mean, it is what it is. It has apparently one of the highest scores on Rotten Tomato.
Well, there you go. That's usually a good say. If you're scoring high there, it's good.
Yeah. All right. So there's a couple of storylines that it seems to be taking. We already knew about the maybe House of M and about the Vision family thingy, but because of one of the recent trailers before earlier in the week, I determined that they're probably doing the Pleasantville storyline. That's a Avenger story from back in the day. Well, not back in the day. It was probably like 2016, 2018, where Cap, old Cap, finds some sort of town where villains are transformed into like regular people with their minds wiped by Shield, and then a Cosmic Q comes into play, changes him back to Lee and all that. So I think that's part of what they're using. There's also a character named Agatha Hart, who is probably a character from the comics who was a witch that actually gave Wanda the energy she needed to create her children, who ended up becoming parts of the soul of Mephisto.
Yeah, who can?
So, yeah, there's some stuff. I mean, we'll see moving forward, but some interesting stuff so far. What do you guys think about it so far?
From what I've heard, like I said, if it's scoring high on the Rotten Tomatoes scale, that's usually a good indication that it's something that you probably want to tune in for. I haven't yet to see it, but definitely sounds interesting. Definitely want to.
All right, let's move on to some news. First up, we got happy birthday to Grant Gustin, the actor who plays the Flash. Always got to do the birthdays first. Second, apparently for the TV show Batwoman season 2, Black Mask is going to be a main villain.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's an okay sub villain. You want that? So yeah,
You saw him a little bit in that the revamped Batman cartoon that lasted 5 seasons. That cartoon was so underrated, but he was one of the best villains of that show. So it's good to see him back.
Yeah, they will likely do it a lot better than Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And some bad news, apparently, the Batwoman Superman crossover episode canceled. Not gonna happen.
Well, that's just CW. Just I think at this point they're just trying to, for the sake of COVID and stuff. I don't think they want a lot of crossover, stuff. So I think that's where that's going with that.
Yep.
Yeah. We got some casting news for The Flash. An actor by the name of John Core has landed the recurring role of Mike Stevens, aka Chill Blaine. There's talk that he'll have a relationship or something with Killer Frost. He'll be a bad guy. So, all right, we'll see moving forward. In more Warner Brothers news, we got the DC Peacemaker series has begun production. That's the character that John Cena is playing in Suicide Squad.
I wish that was the case. I wish we couldn't see him.
In more serious news, Ray Fisher is officially out of the Flash movie right now, completely. Yeah, he's gone.
With all the talks that they've been going back and forth with arguing and such, you knew this was probably they're going to be their thing where they're just going to write him off and be like, okay, yeah, we're just going to be done until further notice. So
yeah,
did it to itself.
Yeah, well, there you go, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, here's the thing that's kind of just come up. Apparently, he didn't give any specifics to anyone, to the investigators, to his own team or whatever, about any specifics of what Josh may or may not have done. So even though he's upset about a producer or something, about him interfering with the investigation, he didn't give any specifics. How can they do anything,
Right, if he didn't go into any detail.
Yeah, and I mean,
if you ain't helping and you're going to hinder, then this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? If you're going to impede any investigation, regardless if it's a criminal, whatever. If you're going to put some robots in there, then yeah, there's going to be some complications and there's going to be some things that comes up.
Well, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that he was, how can I say, in the wrong, but
what you're trying to say. He's not, and I agree with you. He's not totally in the wrong, and they're not totally in the right. And he's not totally in the right, and he's not totally in the wrong. But you still can't impede an investigation.
Right, you can't. If you're gonna start something, be man enough to see it through.
Yeah.
Personally, I still think it's a little suspect because Josh's history hasn't been like that.
Nope.
You know,
Yeah.
everyone who works
Oh
with him
yeah.
loves
Oh
him.
yeah.
You know, Ray hasn't given any specifics. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something else behind the scenes. Maybe Josh is just really upset during during those weeks.
Oh,
Right.
I don't know.
that's right. You never know, but at least don't. It just what we're trying to get at is at least don't impede the investigation. Don't
Right.
put any hindrances because if you want this
Exactly.
thing to get done over and quick, then just stay out of the way or help where you can. Give the information the best you possibly can, so that
Exactly.
there's no problems.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying, and then that way you get back to what you're doing, we get back to what we're doing. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. All right. In brighter Warner Brothers news, apparently Wonder Woman 85 has entered the Oscars under all categories. So, hey, maybe they'll get an Oscar. Maybe.
They're let's put it to you this way. I think
Did
they're
you
really
say-
trying to push for the Oscar.
Did you say
And
85?
yeah,
84.
it should be.
I could have
But-
sworn it
but-
was 85 a while back, though.
Yeah, but I think they're really trying to push for an Oscar. I think and if they can get it, then they're going to put them in all that categories. But who knows?
Yeah. Let's see. Also, apparently, the Flash movie is rumored to be looking at Danny DeVito to come back as the Penguin.
That's interesting. But
I've always liked Danny DeVito's character as
but-
the Penguin. So
but couldn't you say he sort of kind of aged himself out that role?
No, you should be fine. I mean,
no,
he wasn't young back then,
technically, if we're going to talk about this, technically, if you remember Batman Returns,
Yep.
he died.
That's true.
The Penguins put him in the water,
That's true.
and like
That's true.
he passed out. Like, was it a heart attack? I don't know, but it was like, oh, hold on, death scene.
It's comics though. So
Yeah.
in comics, no one is truly dead.
Yeah. Alternate
I
Earth,
mean-
where he lived or something, yeah.
I mean, Gorilla Grodd got thrown into hyperspace in Justice League Unlimited. He ain't dead.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do? Like, start off the Flash movie being like he's in like the sewer, and all of a sudden he comes raising himself up from the sewer and be
That's
like,
true.
I'm still alive.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
that's about probably
That's
where you're going to
true.
start this.
That's true.
All right. In brighter news, apparently Mountain Dew is coming out with a flavor called Riddler Dew, themed after Batman, apparently.
Yeah, and they're trying to get you to guess the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's weird.
Mountain Dew's done this before, I think, with another before, and I don't think it was a movie entitled into it, but they were trying to get people to like guess the flavor, mystery Dew, and then it's like, oh well, there's a Batman movie, or we can tag that all into one, Riddler Dew. There.
Yeah.
I haven't seen WandaVision yet, but I will tonight. Like I said, this circumstances have been keeping me working 12-hour days. It's been killer, man. Killer.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Soul. Thank you, KW. Appreciate your league. As always, the league's always been supporting brother. I want to thank y'all for that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that true? What?
Yeah. I think
What? Oh, wow. It's kind of awesome. I don't know what's up. Yeah, you're right, though. I don't know what's up with these flavors, man. I don't know. I mean, they've got some crazy ones out there for lays. Some crazy ones.
Well, here's something, and it is geekish. Remember back in the 90s, guys, the Doritos 3D? Y'all remember that?
It's back now. Yeah.
It's back.
Yep,
Two
it's
flavors.
back.
I just saw it back, and this is in Canada. And usually these things don't reach here. So I found some here in Canada. It's back.
Oh yeah, it's here in the States too. It's here in the States. Get you that, and I can of that Joker Mountain Dew, and you got some gaming fuel right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some gaming fuel. Go ahead, Shaw.
Yes, sir. All right, so about WandaVision, what I didn't mention, the first two episodes are only 30 episodes. The first two episodes are only 30 minutes each, but I'm told that the following episodes will be longer. And the first two episodes are the slowest, supposedly, like the ones that like it gets like those are the ones that you have to get through a little bit before you get to the stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So it's sort of like when you're picking up an issue of a comic book, and you got those first few issues that are just getting the ball rolling, and they're not really like into anything yet until about episode 7 or 8.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Matter of fact, let's move on to some of the pictures real quick. First up, if you could, we have sneak peek for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Let me see what pictures we got. Just we got some Kung Lao, and I'm assuming that's Liu Kang.
Yeah, I'd have to say that. Yeah.
Sub-Zero, obviously.
Yep.
Ice.
Okay,
I'm guessing that might be Kano, and that's
Sonya.
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 Sonya and Kenya.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all I got.
That's all okay. Sweetie. All right. We also got
I'm never gonna forget that game, though. I don't mean to cut you off, Sharp. I'm never gonna forget that game. It came out for the regular Xbox where they had Mortal Kombat meet the DC Universe. I will never forget that game. I love that game. I wish they'd do a remake, but I know their studio's gone. But man, I love that game. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was always really good. All right, we also have a picture of for the Sparrow Academy, for the Bellum Academy. We got actually the characters who will be in it, the actors. Let's see. One is a Cube. One is obviously what's his face? The number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, that chick that played Peekaboo is going to play a character there, and no idea who the rest of them are. But yeah, we got a couple of chicks, a couple of dudes.
Cool.
Yeah, season 3 is coming.
Yep. Awesome.
Yes,
Are you talking about? Oh, you talking about the Canaries?
Yeah.
We also, if I can, because I think I did that one too. Let me see if I can find. Yes, I did that one.
Yeah, see them?
There we go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no idea who the chicks are. No idea who the dudes are. Just
that might be the reason why. That might be the reason why CW canceled the show before.
What do you mean?
The Canary show, they got canceled.
Yeah. These are for the Umbrella Corporation, part of Netflix.
The Umbrella Academy, yeah. None of them are.
Yeah.
None of them are.
This is season 3 of the Umbrella Academy.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Next up,
the Sparrows are coming.
Yeah, we got release dates.
That'd still be cool.
We got release dates for all the movies that are going to be hitting HBO Max and theaters. Tom and Jerry will be February 26th. Yeah. Mortal Kombat will be March 16th. Godzilla vs. King Kong will be March. No. Mortal Kombat is April 16th. Godzilla King Kong is March 21st. Space Jam 2 will be July 16th.
I don't want to see that.
July 16th. Suicide Squad will be August 6th. Dune will be October 1st. And The Matrix 4 will be December 22nd.
Awesome.
And just for all our lovely Canadian fans, if there are some Canadian fans out there, we won't get to see any of them because they don't come to Canada. So,
yeah, it happens.
Man,
all right. Yeah. All right. Next up, Game of Thrones. Gwendolyn Christie has been reportedly joining the Sandman series. I think it's going to be on Hulu, I think.
Okay.
Don't know who's playing, but yeah.
All right, guys. Let me do this real quick. I want to go ahead and take our first commercial break. Guys, hang with us. We'll be right back. And guys, please join us every Wednesday night on Pinfall Productions for the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast. Join me, Gene, Josh, Brandon, and Tommy. We go down the best news, the best events, the best topics in professional wrestling, and we're changing the paradigm of professional wrestling. Shaw, go ahead, my friend.
All right. So we just got a trailer for a movie called Wally's Wonderland. What is this movie about? It's Five Nights with Freddy's with Nick Cage.
Yeah. And it's like
that guy keep getting work.
Okay, so they got Nick Cage in the movie, but he's not really like talking. Then it's Wally's, and it's like Five Nights at Freddy, but they changed it up to like a weasel is the main like of their house. Wally. I was looking at this and I'm like, wow, they're really trying to push the Five Nights at Freddy, but they just like, we don't want to really rip it off. We're ripping it off.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that. Go ahead.
All right. It is what it is. Let's
It's
see.
actually not bad looking, like trailer wise. Like I definitely say, look at the trailer. It's not that too bad.
Yeah. All right. So we got a rumor that Kristen Ritter is in talks to return as Jessica Jones for the She-Hulk series.
I think that would be pretty banging. Which we've already got. Like there was sort of talk that the guy that played Daredevil in the Daredevil Netflix series, he's coming to do the Spider-Man movie and playing as
already.
Yeah,
he wrapped already. He's done with his scenes already.
Yeah. Okay. So so basically, so pretty much like we've got that guy coming back to play Matt Murdock. So there's probably hints that that's how they're going to infuse him into the MCU, and later on you're probably going to see a better version of all their characters.
So that means at some point we're going to get the Defenders.
Maybe.
Probably, but it'll be probably a lot better done. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of older properties, we have breaking news: Daredevil 3 is confirmed to be R-rated.
Yeah, the Deadpool 3, and it's going to be part of the MCU universe.
Yes.
That's going to be banning. That's going to connect.
It's going to connect.
Even though we knew about this months ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
that's going to be awesome.
Let's see. Disney's Willow series lost its director. So yeah, a statement will be released at some point. So if you're into that, let's see. We have also Jared Leto will apparently
Morbius is on hiatus right now or something like that. Yeah,
it's on hiatus. So I mean, it wasn't done yet because I mean they had a trailer already, and it's been a while.
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever.
Craziness.
Yeah, I mean I'm not really interested in that. I mean it's like the time of the vampires being cool was a while ago. Yeah.
Well, I think too right now at this point, especially with Morbius, I would wait until we get the new Blade, and I think that would fit more with that. I know it's supposed to be Morbius is supposed to be like a spinoff with Spider-Man, but I think it would more have suited to work with Blade than Spider-Man. That's just me saying, but
Yeah. All right. We also have a rumor that Chris Evans is apparently in talks with Marvel to come back as Captain America for at least one more go. There's a rumor that it'll be something for Doctor Strange, and that it might be Hydra Cap.
Oh,
cool.
But again, all rumors. Let's see. We also have a story apparently that Anthony Mackie got punched in the face by Will Smith. No idea what happened there. Didn't really look it up. On some much brighter news. We have a new Indiana Jones game being announced by Bethesda.
Yes.
What you guys think of that?
Saw that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be bomb. And that's also too just another thing. There and I know this for sure, and I'm not trying to steal any from Double XP. That's going to be coming this Wednesday. By the way, that's one of our new shows here on Pinfall. I'm not trying to steal any from them, but there is announced from Ubisoft that there will be an open sandbox version of the Star Wars game that they're in development right now with. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of video games, or at least franchises revolving on video games,
Mhm.
Pokemon is experiencing its 25th anniversary.
Go Pokemon.
So 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
They also just released a new Pokemon Snap game, like a new trailer for it. So any of y'all remember Snap back in the day?
Yeah, I remember Snap.
Yep, I remember Snap. Yep.
Yeah.
Snap was a thing that a lot of people did not like when they thought they got the N64, and then they thought we're gonna get a Pokemon game, and then because you had Pokemon Stadium prior, and you're like, yeah, we're finally gonna get an awesome kicking, and then they're like, here's Pokemon Snap, just take
pictures, and that's all you do.
And it's like, bro, no, I don't want to take pictures. I want to be a trainer, and I want to go catch Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
Yeah. Speaking of video game anniversaries, we got a Super Mario 35th anniversary and a trailer for the game Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Where there's like this super big Bowser that's like the biggest it's ever been.
Mm.
So
3D.
Yeah, so
Mario 3D, and it has Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and I think Odyssey is in there. I think that's what the package is, like the 3 Mario.
Last piece of news we got is the trailer for a movie called Flora and Ulysses, a movie about a superhero squirrel. It will be on Disney Plus on the 19th of February. It's basically a movie about that squirrel superhero meme. You know, the superhero landing squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a movie around that, basically.
Yeah. And the funny thing here was when I saw it, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, awesome! They're going to do Squirrel Girl, and then it's like, no, then they give us this, and
They give us this.
Yeah. I still want to see Squirrel Girl.
If you could give us a supposed squirrel superhero movie, then you can give us Squirrel Girl.
Everybody loves Squirrel Girl. Everybody loves her. Be it right now she's on animated in the comics, but everybody loves Squirrel Girl. I'm gonna put before we go to our next break, I'm gonna put everybody on the spot. I want your most unpopular anime opinion out there. And I'm going to start by telling you the one that I get crushed on every time I mention it. This is a topic I saw on Facebook. And when I gave the answer to this, I got reamed on Facebook for it. I said Black Clover was trash. Boy, that was a huge mistake. I almost got destroyed. I thought about deactivating my account after all the anime fans came at me like that. What's something you guys have as an unpopular anime opinion?
All right. Dragon Ball GT and all the movies are canon. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. With the exception of the super movies. So the super movies actually aren't canon with the exception of Brawly. Yeah. Because like the other movies, they actually are done differently in the series. So the movies aren't canon.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I'm just saying that GT, there's no reason why it shouldn't be canon. And the other older movies, no reason why they shouldn't be canon.
Mm-hmm.
Gene, you got one?
I would have to say it's going back to the whole just anime of today. And when you say there's no storylines, they're like, oh, no. They like today's anime people get all fired up. Like, what are you talking about? There's no storyline. And you know what I mean? And then when you debate it, it's got to a point now where people think like, just because the guy needs a power up or whatnot, and you don't explain it, you're just like, oh, well, he needs it. You know, you go to comic books. Well, Superman doesn't need this power, but he does. Yeah, we know that, and we hate that. And we as comic book fans will out the people for that. Like, why did you just do that?
Right.
But nobody outs anybody in anime for that. They're like none of the people who write it or whatever. They're all like, oh wow, Goku's now got like 30 million power ups, and they don't say nothing about it. You know what I mean? And we're all like, people that want stories. We're all like, but why?
If you go back and look at all of this stuff, Black Clover has an OP protagonist. SAO, Sword Art Online, just has an overpowered protagonist. It's just ridiculous, and it's like these guys can't lose a fight. These guys just can't lose a fight.
Great storylines. You need it to where the hero needs to triumph. So there has to be a loss. There has to be a reason why he trains better, or the reason why he gets stronger, or whatever. And don't get me wrong, DC will OP Superman sometimes, but they'll also sort of explain a little bit. Like he'll get his butt kicked 30 issues prior, and you're like, okay, I get that, and I know that's not the full reason, but we sort of tie it into where it's like that's why. We make a little bit of sense out of it, but they don't do that for a lot of animes. They're just like, oh, hey, we'll just give him a power up, make him OP, so he can beat everybody, and we're all like, oh, cool. Animated guys are like, yeah, and, not the case. Yeah.
They don't. They really don't show them that much. That is true. All right, guys. I want to go ahead and take our second break early. Hang in there with us. We'll be right back, guys.
Awesome.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Didn't even get to cross.
That podcast is no longer the Huddle Podcast. It is now the Sports Report with me, Josh, Tommy, and Brandon, and Gene will be with us too to go over all the hockey, NHL hockey. That's right, y'all. We actually go over hockey.
And also, too, soon, Josh, Brandon, and Tommy will be going away. I will be myself, Hickey, and Will, and Will and Hickey will be going over basketball, covering the basketball, and I will be coming in to cover some of the hockey as it goes on for the 56 game season. So,
yes, most definitely. So definitely check us out. We'll be heading over to Monday soon, but right now we are on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check us out. All right, now that we're about to head on to our topics. All right, Mr. Shaw, what's up with our topics tonight?
All right, so first up, I was playing Miles Morales Spider-Man, and a thought occurred to me. Now, originally, when Miles Morales was introduced, Peter Parker was dead. He was gone.
Yeah.
Even though Peter Parker and Miles existed, they were in two different universes, Ultimate 616.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, recent years, since Miles was so great, they brought him into the 616. And with him in the video game with both Peter and him, my question is, should one of them change their name? Like, should one of them go by something different? Both of them going by Spider-Man, so it gets a little confusing. Hey, he's Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. Should one of them go by something different? And if so, which one?
I would sort of agree with you, Shaw. I think Miles, you could call him like Black Red Spider or something, because they did that with Spider-Gwen. She didn't become Spider-Gwen anymore. They called her Ghost Spider. Later on. So yeah, I could see sort of something like that for Miles Morales. He's a little bit of the offshoot. You could call him like the new Spider-Man, and something fresh, something hip. But yeah, like if they're both going to be in the same universe, you don't need to be like, oh look, it's the Spider-Man.
It's a Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man. Yeah, man. It's a Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. I get it, because when Miles was in his own universe, he's the only Spider Man, so you know
Mhm.
it's easy to just call him Spider-Man. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't know what you want to call him. You know, I mean, because you can't. I'm trying to think of something because like Scarlet Spider's already been taken, Ghost Spider's been taken, Spider
Mhm.
Girl, Spider, you know, maybe
Yep.
Spider Boy, maybe, but then it's like he's not going to stay a boy the entire time. You know what I mean?
Right. You're gonna be a man at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was kind of thinking maybe Peter would be the one to take a new name.
Could.
What would you name him though? What would you name him though?
Yeah. He's OP. He's been known as Spider-Man. So I wouldn't probably go with Peter because everybody would go like, oh, Spider-Man's Peter Parker. Like you
already changed.
associate.
You already changed it. You already changed his suit. We don't need to change his name.
Yeah, that new
That
suit.
Brazilian suit. No, don't
Yeah.
no.
That suit's
No.
ugly. That suit's ugly. Oh my goodness. All right.
The color scheme is just stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
Nintendo doesn't exist. Okay, move on.
Exactly.
Yep.
It doesn't exist to us.
All right, so I heard a bit of a rumor. What if the MCU decide to skip Venom and go straight to Agent Venom? What do you think about that? So no Eddie Brock, no the one that's Scorpion. Instead, they go straight to Flash Thompson as Agent Venom. What do you think about that? What if they did that?
No,
You gotta have Brock.
Yeah, you got to tell that story. Like we get it now that Marvel sort of owns all of that now. They own Venom, they own all that, and those movies. So they're going to package them in. We know that's going to come.
Exactly.
But yeah, you couldn't just go straight ahead and go into, you know, Agent Venom, because what will happen is, and this is just from a story process for somebody like. Don't get me wrong. I've read we've read comics all here, but there's some people that don't. But there would be a big hole. There would be a big, gigantic hole, and then you'd have a bunch of people trying to fill these non-comic book readers into like, oh well, it's because of this. That nobody wants that. At the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, but you know, nobody wants somebody at the theater telling you about this big convenient hole that they missed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you couldn't just dump Agent Spider, you know, Agent Venom on us or on the casual watcher and be like, oh, here you go, here, have him in a movie.
Right, because the casual watcher wouldn't know.
No.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. All right, next up. Speaking of Spider-Man stuff, recently, and this isn't on the list, my bad. Recently, but not too recently, but like I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Game Theory released a new video about Spider-Man Miles Morales. So even though I'm too lazy to search for, you know, debunking videos of his, we're going to do that one since it's right there.
Okay, perfect, no problem.
All right. So spoilers for the game, because you know this talks about the ending.
Yeah.
He basically talks about how Spider-Man actually fails. Peter Miles actually fails because the explosion still goes off, and it will be big enough to destroy all of Harlem, all of New York. Two things he gets wrong. One, he confuses the capacity of the
explosion.
No, the capacity of the facility.
That Ames facility. Yeah.
The energy capacity of that with the actual explosion, which are two different things, two different numbers. No, it's not about how much energy it can create. It's about the reaction between
the output that it. Yeah.
Exactly. Secondly, Miles does stop the explosion. He goes up to it. He absorbs the energy that stops the explosion. He just has to expel the energy, the lightning, the bioelectricity.
Yeah.
Right.
Expelling the bioelectricity is not an explosion. At best, maybe he creates an EMP, but doesn't seem like that's his case. So the Tinkerer takes him high enough that so it's all good.
It would if he and you're right, because basically one of his abilities is that Venom. They call it the Venom shock, where it's like a little EMP that impedes or whatever. So if he's over capacity, which is technically a mutant ability, let's just call it what it is. It is,
Mhm.
but where he's not able to withhold that much energy, if he's up high enough and it spells it, it's that same thing as like first time when Cyclops got his ability. Yeah, it's gonna fire straight, whatever, but it's not going to technically, as long as there's nothing in the way, or as long as there's nothing going straight or out wherever, it's not going to do anything. It's not like an explosion. It's not going to boom blow himself, because then that would mean he'd have to blow up as well at the same point. So yeah, it would make no sense.
Yeah, very, very true. All right, next little piece of topic I got here for you. So Boom Comics, that's the comic book series that does all the Power Ranger comics. With their success of all their comics, could Boom Comics reach the same level as Marvel and DC? What do you guys think?
I think my only issue is how can you do it with just Power Rangers?
Well, that's like 30-something years of different teams, you know.
But I'm just saying, Marvel and DC is diverse. They have more characters and more character groups that you can get behind.
Yeah, so Boom's Comics is sort of partnered with DC anyways, because they've had crossover comics with the Justice League. So they're already in that genre. I think right now, if anything, like Boom is big. If Boom gets any bigger, I would say DC is going to probably look to buy them out. That's what will probably happen. And then Boom will stay Boom, like Dark Horse stayed Dark Horse, but it's just an offshoot of DC Comics. I can see that coming. More so than Boom actually becoming its own thing as its own comic book company. It's the sad same thing as what happened to McFarlane's comic book company, that they got later then just got introduced into Marvel pretty much. So I think that's probably what you would see would happen.
True. So like crossovers with like Power Rangers and Justice League and stuff.
Because there's already comics out there now that has crossed them over with the Justice League. So like, I think DC's like Marvel back in the day, they're looking for that next big thing. And at the time, I remember back in the 90s, Todd McFarlane's comic book with Spawn was the big thing. So they were like, okay. And then they started getting Todd McFarlane to help write on Spider-Man and stuff. And then it just basically, they were like, oh, hey, well, Todd, you want to still make toys and stuff? Well, we'll just make you as a co-part of Marvel, and boom. That's pretty much why it went from there.
Right. Now, speaking of DC, the question has been posed: should the Arrowverse and the DCU be connected? What do y'all think about that? Should they? Should they not?
Yeah, I think they should, but I think by now they should just. And the reason why I say that, because their new 52 series is not. It hasn't got over with everybody. A lot of people don't like the new 52. They haven't liked the new 52. It's changed a lot of stuff. Then they had to revamp a lot of characters. They've had to bring a lot of stuff back from the old stuff, trying to say like it didn't happen. Crisis on Infinite Earth sort of rectified this to the new. So they've really tried to backtrack. So I think if you added the Arrowverse where it is now and continue on in with the CW and made it in and developed it into their comic books, I think it would work. I think the stories are a little bit more better. They're more solid. You can get behind them.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. Should CW still continue to be the main home of the Arrowverse?
Well, I mean,
because you can slap that. You can probably slap that HBO Max.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, I think if you and you're sort of right there. Well, if you partner with the right, like they got HBO, if you were to partner with the right few streaming, HBO, your Netflix, and take advantage of what's all going on there and that side of things, you could do some really well stuff. Because if nobody's checked out recently, I did put up there. Netflix has got some good movies coming out this year, 2021, and they've got some banging actors already signed and done movies done. So if you take control of all that and add that part of that into your Arrowverse and said, hey, CW, you don't really need to be a part of this anymore, or if they wanted to, they'd be a small co-part.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking that I'm not saying CW doesn't care, but I'm just saying you're not getting the best.
No,
in terms of, I don't think you're getting the best in terms of writing. I don't think you're getting the creme de la creme.
No, and the only time we've
either.
ever seen, sort of good writing, look at Black Lightning because it was co-part with Netflix. Look at Riverdale because it was with Netflix again. Because you had two writing teams, not just one. Same with Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Remember
co-writing teams. So when you have that co-partnership, if you got three co-writing teams, one for DC, one for CW, one for Netflix, and they're all putting their hands in the pot, you get something better. When you've only got like one person looking after it, look what happened with for Smallville. You had good for 5 seasons, and then after that, it was like. They were just giving you whatever they wanted. It started turning into more of a teen drama than it was really, what we were truly watching it for. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
All right,
interesting. All right, last topic I got for you. A little theory was posed earlier that the reason why Ash's Squirtle and Ash's Bulbasaur choose not to evolve is because they seen how Charizard ended up. What are your thoughts on that?
I truly don't think that. I think it would, if you're going to go with anybody that they depended on going like, hey, this is the reason why we're not going to evolve. I think it was more. I would say it was more for the bond between Pikachu and Ash. I think Squirtle and Bulbasaur really wanted that same type of connection to a trainer. Even though that, they go on their own, if you want to sort of say, because later on Charizard becomes that type of companion for Ash, but it takes a while.
Right.
It was only because the Charizard that he gets is, it was abused, it was left out, so it wanted to evolve to please its trainer. So there's a completely different connection. So if I was going to say that, no, I'd probably say that it was more they were looking at Pikachu than Charizard.
Right. I agree. Anything else you got, Shaw?
No, that's it. I think. I mean,
okay. All right, real quick before we go, I've always wanted to ask this question of fellow Pokemon fans: who do you think is the best trainer? Gene, I'll start with you. My son.
For myself personally, I legit would have to say Ash is one of my all-time favorites Pokemon trainer. Just because, and again, it goes to where I've watched Pokemon all the way from the 90s. So Ash has always been that key. And even every time I played Pokemon, even red, blue, yellow, all of them, I would change my trainer's name either to myself or Ash. So, you know what I mean? To relive the story.
Shaw, who you got, bro?
All right. Well, see, I'm kind of limited. Like the last game I played was Gen 3. Last series I watched was Gen 3. So, I mean, maybe Lance. I mean, because Ash is a bad trainer. Like, he doesn't train his Pokemon at all. And he'll like just give them up and just start with a new one when he gets in the region. I mean, there's a reason why
the only one he ever achieves is Pikachu.
Yep.
There's a reason why he ain't win a league until now.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would say maybe Misty, but she ain't got a lot of Pokemon and she ain't really treating them well.
No.
Maybe Brock, but same thing.
And then they're same thing. There you go again. Because every time Brock's ever got a Pokemon, he's trained it for so far, and then the Pokemon itself wants to leave only because it's like it feels like it's completed its duty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I ain't gonna say a lie. I'm gonna go with an unconventional answer. I'm gonna go with red.
True. Very true.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that is true. Actually, from the that short Pokemon series, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
And basically, if you want to sort of say red, is supposed to represent all of us. So when they did that, it's like how you would play the game, right? At the end of the day, you in that Pokemon series, if you go back to Red and Blue, that's where it all starts from. For most people, you're the trainer, so it's like how you trained your Pokemon. Like that was a virtual connection to those Pokemon. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Very, very true.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. Let me see one thing. Okay, let's go ahead and do final plugs out and go ahead and finish up for the night. Shaw, what you got plug wise?
All right, please join my Facebook page, Justice League Memes of America. We do memes, we do funny pictures, information. Please enjoy. Go ahead.
Gene?
As always, this Sunday, tomorrow, is going to be breakdown for Revolution. You can catch me there, promoing as always. Big stuff popping, and then go check us out Monday. We're going to be doing Backstage Bulletin. It's like our little talk show with our promo characters. You can also catch me over WGP as well, and SWA. So you know what I mean. And I'm here doing all these different podcasts with Pinfall Productions. So, hey man, you're gonna see me everywhere, anywhere, right here, all the time.
There you go. Real quick before we get out of here, I want to shout out our friends over at HyperX Gaming and Metallic Dice Games. Don't forget with Metallic Dice Games, guys, they have a special promotion going on right now. If you type in the code GNN, you get 10% off your purchase. So head on over to Metallic Dice Games. Go ahead and get stocked up on your dice. You guys this is quarantine time. You guys are playing Dungeons and Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh! We use dice sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! So definitely
even dice now are being used in Pokemon. Yeah, I have set, and that's what they use for counters. So yeah, get all your kick and dice stuff right there. Remember, just like Ty Dillinger, it would be the perfect 10% off.
That's right. Type in the code GNN for our good friends over at geeknewsnow.net. Thank you guys for what you do here. We appreciate you. Metallic Dice Games, promo code GNN, get 10% off your purchase. We'll be back again here next week on Pinfall Productions. Get you caught up on everything in the world of geek. For Shaw, for Gene, and myself, I want to thank you guys for coming out and being here. Lee, thank you for being here once again. We appreciate you. And guys, we are out. Have a fantastic. And you just ran the gauntlet. We're getting it, guys. We're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting
it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, take care.
Peace.